ironic that Benjamin Netanyahu, who knows very much the language of power, will have to deal with the language of power by somebody else, Donald Trump. Obama was highly constrained in the way that he dealt with it, and it is for us to wait and see to what extent the new administration will use the language of power. I believe that Benjamin Netanyahu understands power and may respond to power. We'll see to what extent the current administration will be willing and ready to use it.
Right, Admiral Cohen, very good to have you with us on the NewsGrid. Thank you. Let me tell you more about our top story. Qatar Airways has just announced that it will suspend all flights to the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, and the Kingdom of Bahrain. Now, this was posted on their website a short while ago, and this is in response to the same suspensions by the national airlines of those countries involved in this deepening rift between Gulf states. The most experts in the world will tell you that India has the world's second biggest economy, but it could actually beat the world's oceans if you measure their output in the same way. The World Wildlife Fund International values key ocean assets at $24 trillion. These include fish and other sea life such as plants and corals, along with ocean trade and shipping lines and the value of carbon absorption. And representatives from 85 countries have gathered in New York to discuss how better to protect the ocean's environment and the economic benefits they provide. Well, let's speak now to John Tanzer, who is at the Education. He's the Global Ocean Leader for the World Wildlife Foundation. Very good to have you with us. So finance and the ocean. How do you balance sustainable fishing, using of the ocean, and good finance?
Well, I mean, it's a challenge for us, but what's clear is that the balance is not there at the moment. We have been overexploiting the world's oceans. We've been taking too much of the fisheries, destroying too much of the coastal habitats, and we've now reached a point that's been recognised by the countries of the world through the Sustainable Development Goals. We've reached a point where we need to address it, and we need to address it collectively. Oceans, like climate, the problems impact on everyone, so no one can fix it alone. It really does require global effort, and that's why the countries and civil society and business have come together here in New York.
And I suppose you've also got to balance livelihoods, and so people can carry on making money from the oceans and not stamping that or removing that from them. How do you do that?
Well, we're working in many ways together with partners in places, particularly in those places where communities are most vulnerable, where their dependence on food, on the oceans for food, and for their jobs or for their livelihoods is certainly under severe threat. I think the most important thing is that we need to build political will. We do know what the solutions are. We need the political will to take that forward, and we need massive investment in restoration. It's not a matter of protecting pristine areas. That's not going to come. It's a matter of rebuilding the economic capacity of those coastal areas for those people, because many of those communities have few options.
All right, so you say many of those communities have few options, as you said. I'm just wondering about the sort of privatization that we've seen in certain areas, the aqua farming, the quota system. Australia, for example, has just come up with an agreement after 5 years of negotiations to have protected areas. Is that the way forward? Is that going to benefit all the stakeholders here?
Well, certainly we need to put in place more spatial management, marine protected areas you mentioned. We also need greater regulations, but we need to do it in a way that's equitable. We need to do it in a way that gives access for the people who are most dependent, and as I said a moment ago, have the least options to perhaps move elsewhere or to change their way of life. And so we're working very closely with communities around the globe in places like Indonesia and places like Mozambique and Madagascar to help them manage their resources for their benefit, and certainly having their rights and responsibilities acknowledged is very central to how we go about our work at WWF, and I know with many of our partners that's also central. So it's not a matter of privatising the ocean. That's not a solution when it comes to those vulnerable communities.
Well, very good getting your thoughts and finding out what's happening there, and obviously we'd love to see what it is that you come up with there at the United Nations. John Tenzer, thank you very much to have you with us. Now that's going to do it for us here in this news grid. It's been a busy one. Thank you very much for all the comments that we've been getting about the story that's been dominating this bulletin, the rift between Qatar and other Gulf states. Back again tomorrow, 1500 GMT on Tuesday. See you then.